There is another side to Oz Griebel, the Republican candidate for governor, and we wanted to know more about him. He spoke to us concerning his family, his hobbies, and about his campaign for governor.
My wife Kirsten and I have been married for 30 years. We've lived in Simsbury for the last 17, and our 3 adult children were all educated in Simsbury Public Schools and at Northwest Catholic, so we're very proud of them, and it's a big part of our lives.
In order to run for governor, Griebel took a leave of absence from his job as CEO of the Metro Hartford Alliance Economic Development Agency. He told us he's a big baseball fan and he likes to hike and eat. On the serious side, he spoke about the business relationships he has built and why they will be important if he were to be elected as governor.
I've built significant relationships in the state of Connecticut, in the business community, in the public policy arena, particularly at the Capitol, and we've done, my wife and I have been heavily involved in a number of civic organizations. She's chaired the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation Board. I've chaired boards like the Bushnell Board for the Performing Arts Center, the Connecticut Transportation Strategy Board. So a lot of things that those relationships I think are going to be critical to a Republican, because my point to a Republican voter is the Republican candidate is going to have to appeal to a large number of Democrats and independents in November. And more importantly, to voters at large, these relationships are going to be critical to governing the state for the next 4 years.
When we asked him how he would plan to specifically solve the $3.5 billion deficit he would inherit if he becomes the governor, here's what he said.
Well, the big thing that I've said is we will keep spending flat for 4 years. So I will not submit a budget for the next 4 years that is great in spending that is greater than the $17.8 billion that's currently out there. To keep it flat for the next 4 years is going to be a significant challenge, and we're going to have to keep people engaged to talk about what things that they think government ought to be involved in, what things we're going to have to not do in the future, what things we're going to have to prioritize. And so as a leader, as the governor, it's going to be critically important for me to be an effective communicator and keep people engaged in the process, because these next 4 years are going to be extraordinarily challenging. We didn't get into this mess that we're in today in 2 years, and we're not going to get out of it in 2 years, and no one person is going to be able to do it on his own.
For local online news.tv and ctnewsjunkie.com, I'm Teresa Freeman.